Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. What a distinct honor it is to be on this stage right here with our tremendous candidate for the Assembly, Steve McLaughlin, and also a friend and mentor of mine, John Fazio. Let's give them a hand. Hoorah! Hoorah! You know, I'd actually like to begin with gratitude. I just want to say how fortunate I am to have hailed from such an incredible community and village right here in Kinderhook. I guess, you know, last night I was out with the kids and it was trick-or-treating time, and, you know, we're moving all about the village, and it really reminded me how special it was to grow up here and how many times that I had that opportunity to be here, to be on Halloween night, but more importantly, to just have had the wonderful good fortune to grow up here. So many families still here from when I grew up. And, you know, I have to thank my dad, who's not here with us anymore. We lost him a couple of years ago. My mom and dad, you know, they provided love and discipline at home. As many of you know, we didn't have a lot of money, working class family, but, you know, we never spent more than we had. And what we did have was love at home. And, you know, Dad was also a big believer in giving back. He was part of this fire company right here for 37 years. And there are other, that's right. Let's give a hand to all our firefighters out there. Our firefighters in Kinderhook, we're so proud of them. And to Mom, I think that, you know, all the worthy attributes that I have right now come from my mom. You know, a real sense of empathy and understanding. And, you know, Mom, I love you, and I thank you so much for all that you've done for me. Okay. You know, and we're surrounded here. We've got my sister and her family, Kathleen, and my brother Bob, of course, has been in the campaign, and Tim and his family with Beth down in Dutchess, and to really all our extended family. We've got my cousins here today, my Uncle Bill and Linda, who have been so, and all their kids that have been involved in the campaign. Grandma, who's now, Grandma just sold her home in Baldwin. It wasn't because of the campaign, but she actually moved inside the district. I'm excited about that. 95 years old and still going strong. Yeah. And believe me, we're going to protect that Social Security. That's a fact. That's right. We're not going to hurt Grandma. But, and also, you know, to my in-laws, George and Kathy, and to all their family as well, just to be surrounded with the love of a large family is something that really just bolsters us every day, and we're deeply grateful. And friends as well. You know, I took a phone call from my friend Doug Stoliker about a half hour ago. Now, Doug and I, we go way back, 5 years old right here in this village, and you know, it was very kind to him to reach out. He's down in North Carolina with his family right now, but it was a very nostalgic moment as we thought about, and I said, did you ever think that I'd be standing here today? And he said, no. Who could blame him? But, you know, and so many friends, you know, I see John Valley out there tonight, and we go way back too, and Brud Snyder, of course, very active here in the town, Mark Zander, Wayne Pulver, and the Dunhams are here, and of course they were next door to us all those years growing up. Just very thankful for all the love and support of friends. And you know, to grow up here in Kinderhook means to go to Ichabod Crane. You know, that's right. That's our school. That's our school. We love our school. Yeah, I take a lot of grief for the snow days all over the district, but I got to tell you, I wouldn't have had it any different if I had to do it again. And, you know, I'm reminded of just the incredible times. You know, just going to third grade here about a quarter-mile away, and then also, you know, thinking back, you know, that Mark Zander and I, back in the spring of 1981, we painted the New York Mets mural that still stands in our high school. I gotta tell you, that's quite an accomplishment for a paint-by-numbers guy. I want you to know that. Thank God for stencils. But, you know, in all seriousness, I want to thank the teachers that we had there. You know, and we have some teachers here tonight, and I've had the good fortune to reconnect over the course of this campaign with a lot of my former teachers. And they mean everything to me. I will tell you that they set the proper example. They were tremendous educators. They were great mentors. And, you know, we all owe a debt. Teachers are special. They just are. You know, they're never going to be rich. Thank you. Yeah, let's give them a hand.
Yeah.
They're never going to be rich. But you know what? They're rich in the heart because they do it because they love it. And, you know, tonight I just want to reach out to them and just tell them how much I appreciate what they did for me to get me where I am today. And, you know, so you can get a sense of history right here, even as we stand here in the village. You know, right behind us, we got the cannons. Henry Knox, we know that in the earliest days of our revolution, he brought those cannons down from Ticonderoga, and then he brought them through Kinderhook en route to Boston to break the siege. And that was really the beginning of what was going to become the freest and the wealthiest nation in the history of mankind. And that's, God bless America indeed. That's right. And of course, Martin Van Buren. We got Martin right over here. Somebody told me he endorsed me the other day. So, thanks, Brian. I understand you got a picture with the Gibson. Thank you very much. My opponent's got Bill Clinton, but I got Martin Van Buren. Yeah! And he's a hometown guy. He's a hometown guy. And that's right. So, you know, this sense of community, this sense of history, you can see why that, along with, you know, being influenced by a new president at the time, how 1981, how I enlisted in the New York Army National Guard. And I will tell you that 29 years later, I'm standing here and I'm thankful that I had the honor and the opportunity to serve. This is a cherished way of life that's worth defending. And now I'm hearing a new calling. A calling to serve in the United States Congress, to provide leadership at a time that we're at 9.6% unemployment, and we know that doesn't tell the whole story. We know that when you consider those who stop looking, and to those that are underemployed, that figure is closer to 17%. And for those that remember the times back in the 1970s, we have a reminder just standing here. That you think back to the 1970s, this very same spot was bustling. Our storefronts were all filled. And we can do this again. We can do this again. Absolutely we can do it again, but we have to listen to our small business owners and their employees, because they're telling us, as we're searching around for answers on how to get our economy going, we just need to slow down enough to listen to those who create 70% of the jobs here in America, our small business owners. And they tell us the impediments to growth. Taxes, regulation, and healthcare costs. The federal government won't create a private sector job, but the federal government can change policies to take this environment, which is currently hostile and uncertain, to make it facilitating to growth. And I'm hearing that calling, and the economy and growing jobs is the first priority of this campaign. But you know, following that, and very closely, is the deficit and the debt. At $13.4 trillion, we know that this is threatening the choices and freedoms of future generations, like our kids right here and like your kids out there. We know that this is wrong. We know that families have to budget, and for the first time since 1974, we have no budget. We have no budget, and without a budget, there's no plan for job creation, and there's no plan for fiscal responsibility. And there's time for new leadership in the Congress. We're going to get the private sector economy going. We're going to balance this budget, not by raising taxes, but by reduced federal spending, because this campaign is also about the role of government in our lives, about the appropriate role of government in our lives. There are some things that we absolutely need our federal government to do. There are things we need our state government to do. And there are things we need local governments and communities and families to do. And that's also what this campaign is about. And I will tell you that we're also going to work to protect your freedoms, to bring a rapid and successful conclusion to the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and also to make sure we're organized to fight this enemy, Al-Qaeda, that continually tries to strike our country. And we're also going to make sure we protect your freedoms here at home. We're going to stand strong on the Second Amendment, the First Amendment, and all the Bill of Rights. So in conclusion, I just want to thank everyone here tonight for coming. I want to thank the 1,200 registered volunteers who have worked tirelessly to bring the message of our campaign all across the 20th Congressional District. That's 10 counties and 137 towns. And you know, it's just so much more meaningful when you hear about me and our cause, our campaign, for the first time from somebody you know.
from a family member or a friend. You know, perhaps it's somebody you go to church with, or maybe it's somebody who your kids play sports together, or somebody you do a hobby. When you hear about someone or a campaign from somebody who really matters to you, it resonates so much more. I believe that's why we're surging on the ground right now, and from the bottom of my heart, I deeply thank all those that gave their time for this campaign. You know, I will tell you that I'm proud of my family tonight, Mary Jo and our 3 kids, Katie, Maggie, and Connor. They have stood strong in this. Thank you very much. Hoorah! You know, I'm going to work very hard to serve you in the United States Congress, to give you the voice that I know that we need right now so that we can get our country back on track. I fought for our country, and I'm ready to serve you. I'm asking for your vote tomorrow. Please give your support to this campaign and reach out to your family and friends. We can't take anything for granted. We need to get everyone to the polls. We have a chance to make history tomorrow, here and across the country. We can do this. We can do this. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.